G'day, welcome back to IXION with me, Jitty. Today's episode, we're gonna be doing a couple of things. One, I really want to get into, well, more propaganda, because, propaganda makes the people happy, right? Yes, if you tell them they're happy, they shall be happy. At the same time, we want to do a whole lot more mining, an awful lot more mining. And we're also going to attempt to colonize a planet. Yeah, I know the future and you don't. So, with our attempt, just a thought of an attempt of trying to colonize a planet, can I ask a favor? Can you throw down a like now and let me borrow it? And then if the people survive the colonization attempt, can I keep the like? That's my negotiation, okay? That's my request. But with that out of the way, we need to talk about a couple of things that we need to do. All right. First off, let's start with the ships. We have two mining ships. One is doing a whole lot of iron with some silicon, if we had some silicon. The second one is doing, well, iron as well, plus ice. We have a whole bunch of ice out there, not that that really helps us. And then the other ships are doing, well, iron would be their number one priority because it's the top. Iron, silicon, if we had silicon, but iron, carbon, but we don't have carbon, so it's doing iron. We also have one doing silicon, but we don't have silicon, so it's doing iron. And then we have another one that's doing, well, iron. We're doing a little bit of iron. I do need to change that up. I'm going to need to, well, technically you're already doing ice. So we're going to have Warlow and Troy both do ice. We're going to need some more ice today. As for inside the ship, there's a couple of things we need to do in here as well. First off, let's start with this sector. This sector is converting ice into water and hopefully is shipping in enough ice to then convert into water. What I do want to do is I want to put in more storage. 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually we might even get rid of one of these right off the bat. Yeah, because we're going to put in a workshop here instead. Now this workshop I'll have to pay for, which is unfortunate. When we demolish the other one, it'll get demolished for free, so I'm going to turn this one off for the moment. But my plan is to move the workshop down here. At the same time, I want to get these up and running, which we're going to turn off for the moment. We want to have mass storage for a lot of ice, because we are converting water into, well, ice into water slowly. It's not really enough. I'd really like to get more in here. Oh, and whilst we're at it,
has occurred in the Taiku.
I just need to put a battery in here. We'll get to the battery later, and means we're going to get rid of that battery. A few minor things we can do in this sector, but I'm just planning ahead. Okay, this sector, today's episode, I really want to make sure that in this sector, we have a whole lot more ice stored. Probably also some more food stored. That's really going to be their mission. Okay, this sector, our industrial sector. We don't need you storing iron. No, we do need you storing iron, right? 32, 19. Nope, we don't need you storing iron. We're going to turn you off as well. We're going to turn that one off because it's not doing anything. Actually, I have not a lot of carbon and I have a whole lot of polymer. So we're going to set you not carbon, polymer instead, so the factory can run. So we can export into there. We did last episode get waste recycling up and running, which is going to be a massive advantage. We'll get into the exact pros and cons of waste management in further depth later. But for right now, we're turning waste into alloy. Now, I need a lot more alloy, and this is a great way of getting it. Waste is a very powerful item inside the game, and we're going to be delving deeper into it later. As for the first sector, the main thing they're doing at the moment is training colonists. We have in this sector, can I get an overview? No, I have to go into here. I have 60 colonists currently. I'm going to go for 120. I think 120 should cover us for a very, very long time. So my plan is to get 120 colonists in here, and then we're going to get rid of the colonist training center. One thing I did say I want to do is I want to go to propaganda, because we can enact some policies. Now, Sector 3 has a food tier policy. You know, they use 10% less water. Thank gosh. Also produce 30% more waste. Good. We put in that waste to good use. Sector 2 has a industrial bonus, which means batteries last 20% longer, which is probably pretty good because the industrial buildings use a lot of power. Sector 1 has no specialization yet. They will probably get one before the episode's over, but in every single sector, we have an option to do working hours. We can do our intense working hours, which means buildings require 25% fewer workers. It's going to cost us 1 stability, but as we have... actually, can I say it here? Aha! We have happy, and actually that doesn't give me the exact stats. I have +4 in this sector, I have +2 in this sector, and I have +3 in this sector. means having a -1 from having 25% less workers is not really an issue. So we're going to do this in all 3 sectors. Now, it does say right here it's going to take us 15 cycles before we can set another policy. So we're going to hope that nothing goes terribly wrong for 15 cycles so we're not screwed, and then everything's fine from that point on. Now we have alloy coming in again. I want to set this farm up with all its other farm pieces. And then that means I need to turn this on, which means it's going to want to use water, which I'm not particularly a fan of. So I'm going to turn this one off. We don't actually, the fusion station doesn't actually make enough water to run 3 farms. I think it should, because it says each farm uses 1.5 water per cycle. Yes, and each farm is, well, there's 9 farms in total, so that's 9, 18, 27, 27. We call it 30. For round figures, times by 1.5 is 45. But then we have the specialization, which removes 10% off, which then brings us down to 41, and it wasn't 30 to start with, it was 27. So, you know, with all that maths worked out, we should be positive on water. For whatever reason, you're not. So we're just going to turn off 1 farm. We shouldn't need the extra food. We're at 103% currently, and we still have more fields to build. All right. With that out of the way, out in the planetary view, we're going to do a couple of things. First off, we're going to start up Deville. Deville. We're going to start up the Deville quest, which is eligible for colonization testing. Data collected here will shape the future of Dolos initiatives. We've landed on Deville 59. Despite the cold and harsh environment of the planet, the atmospheric conditions and gravity are remarkably similar to Earth's. There are large bodies of frozen water on the planet's surface. Great. We're going to establish an advanced colony infrastructure. It's going to cost us 60 compared to a basic one, which is 40-30-30. I figure we'll send more people and hope for the best. So that's going to be our plan, and we're going to use Santa Slay. 2 reasons we're going to use Santa Slay. 1, it is guaranteed to be the highest tech ship because we've had it the longest. So it is going to hold 33 resources. Technically, our first 3 ships are all tier 2 already. They all carry 33. But it's also the one that I intentionally don't have a set priority for, so it sort of does a bit of everything, which means if it's pulled out of action, it's not the end of the world. So we're going to send in that particular ship. Now, it's going to take a number of trips across the galaxy to get there, but that should be fine. At the same time, probes. When launching probes, we can see there's a nasty red line there, which means there's bad things are probably going to happen. If I go over here, there is not a nasty red line over here. So what I want to do is I want to launch probes over here, because I'm pretty confident the ships would survive. Also means I'm going to turn off some of these avoids, because I wouldn't mind grabbing some of these resources. I do need to, and I do want to, move the Taiku, and therefore I want to prioritize the things furthest away from the Taiku, like this piece of ice right here. Also, this piece of ice right here. Come on. This is something I do find frustrating. I really wish there was a better interface for doing this. Yeah, it's fine. We've got medical. All right. Probes. I want to launch off probes, and I want to get sort of everything down here done. I do know, because I'm a smart boy, that there is... right there. There's a little bit of iron right there. I want to sort of gather everything, all the resources from this area. And then we can... move on to other areas. Okay, last thing we need to talk about is science. We are progressing our way through the mushroom wall, which will let us turn waste into food. Very, very handy. We then need cell housing. This is not prison housing, it's cell housing. It's entirely different, mainly the same thing. And that'll let us cram 125 people into a single housing block. Very small housing block, actually, but it doesn't have any bonuses. But I need to have this, and I also need to have the fire station, which in my professional opinion, for what little I've played with it, is extremely useless. but maybe it's more important later. I want to get a fire station as well, because that finishes off tier 3. Once we have finished off tier 3, we can do other researches. One of the top ones I want to do is the intelligence lab, because it means I can finally do that damn research and get 5 units of science every 5 cycles, rather than the current 3 units of science every 5 cycles. So that's one of our big plans. Probe. Where else do I want to fire a probe? Into sort of this area right here. This stuff that seems to be fairly okay for us to grab. All right. We also, where are we up to with colonists? I have 120. Great. Stop. Well, we're going to have 145. 135. If I did another training after that, sure. We'll turn that off. And then in 3 cycles, I need to click the button once more. And then we'll have 150. It's way more than I wanted, but it should be fine. Okay. You're out of carbon. Good to know. We have 80 odd ice. Can I turn you on and set ice and no tasks? I want 200 ice in this sector. I should look at that. Food. We're going to top you up to 80. We're going to top you up to 80. And food is set to bugger all in this sector. But it means we can ship some of this food from this sector out to the other sectors. Ice, there's 50 here, and hopefully we're going to bring in some more. Okay, and I want you done in 1.5 sectors.
Administrator, you can implement a new policy.
I'm willing about I can implement a new policy in sector 1, 2, and 3. Come on, where's the iron gone? Down. Okay, up. Okay, that's the iron. Done. Alright, you are shipping things in. We should be fine there. Okay. Has it been 1.3 cycles? No, 0.9. So as soon as this is done, we should be fine. Food is great, which means I could turn off the insect farms, but honestly, there is absolutely no need. As for this has now been done down here, which is good, because I want to put in a squiggly road right there. Very important to have a squiggly road. So I could plan further into the future and put in a housing here, here, and here. I don't need them yet, so I'm not going to build them yet, because if we unlock tier 3, we're going to go for even better quality housing. There is ice 70. Okay, so I'm going to turn on you as well, set you for ice, bring this up and max again.
A new request awaits your attention.
Okay, that could be good or could be bad. Silicon, I'll take silicon. Where is this silicon you speak of? Turns out it's right. Come on. It's right there with ice. I'll take it. All right. This has got 500 to collect. That's a lot. That has 45. That has a fair bit, and that has 9. 9 massive amounts. Okay. Let's find out what the people want from us. It's you. Okay. The crew lives in anguish, having spent too long in a planetary system unsuited for our ongoing objectives, resulting in increased severity of dead Earth sickness cases. Kalen Munshi algorithm suggests that the Taiku must continuously progress in its mission if the sickness to be kept under control. Now, I've seen many people complain about this, and honestly, there's no reason to complain about it. Okay, we have a -1 permanent stability penalty. The catch is it's not actually permanent, because when we leave this sector, we're not going to have this debuff anymore. The catch is when we leave this sector, we're going to get a new debuff, which is part of, whatever debuff is applied from this chapter is the word I'm looking for. So no matter what, you're going to swap out one debuff for another. You're going to still have the same amount of debuffs. We're just getting the debuff for leaving this chapter early is probably the best way of putting it. But at the end of the day, I still have happiness of 1, neutral, which is still plus 0.8 trust per cycle, and also happy. Also, we have 135 colonists. Have we shipped some out already? No. We definitely haven't shipped any out. Okay, maybe I have to click on that one more still. I clicked the button. Okay, you're now trading. All right, as soon as
A
you're
probe
done,
has
we can get rid of
completed
you.
its scan.
That was our plan. Here, I have iron. I have steel maxed out, so I want to turn you on, set you up for steel. Now I have a lot of steel. I want to swap you two across to microchips. I need more microchips. Microchips are definitely an issue, and although we now have silicon here and I'm processing more microchips, I want even more microchips. So we'd prefer to turn our waste into microchips rather than anything else. Proby. Let's go with here-ish. Come on. All right, we want that probe done. With there's more things to probe over here. We're still shipping materials across to there. I can turn these off a void, but they're an awful long way away, and eventually we're going to take the Taiku all the way across there. I probably want to move the Taiku to here or here first, just so we're close to some of these resources, and then we'll eventually make the jump all the way back around. It's going to take a little while, but it's fine. We're going to turn you, and you to be a void, because I'm going to pick them up later when we're on the other side of the planet. For right now, you are the only thing I'm waiting on. So 0.5 a cycle, and probably another probe. Yeah, another probe. Okay. I said there was something in here.
A probe has completed
Cool,
its scan.
excellent. Can I get the next probe lined up? Okay, so that's carbon. Great, we'll take the carbon, but there was obviously other resources right there as well. All right, and you are now done. Great, we're going to remove you, and I want to put a road from there through to there. Yep, that's a lovely quick storage solution. So we're blocked. You know what? That seems like a viable solution for right this second. Oh, it's gold. All right. One other thing I do want to do is I want to address the comments. I have many comments informing me that I should be micromanaging my hull efficiency. I should be turning off auto repairs and turning off the EVAs, and letting the hull degrade and then turning it back on. The catch is, I did the maths. I actually did the maths, and I looked at, oh, I'm going to get -5 from working hours policy set to intense. That I didn't know. All right, I looked at the maths, and I looked it up. How many hull points I was getting for how much steel, because that's what really matters. And I am getting, it hovers up and down according to the efficiency, sliding ever so slightly. But at the moment, I have a wonderful 69, nice efficiency. Yeah, there we go. All right, I am getting 66 hull repair points for 6 bits of steel, which means every single piece of steel is giving me 11 hull points. Now, if I degrade the system, which we'll do, just to prove, prove the maths. We're going to turn that off. We're going to degrade the hull a little bit. I will still. Can I remove? I don't know how many tiles. Let's go with that many. Space. One more, it turns out. Alright, space. Build that back in there. And turn that off. And I'm going to set you for probably ice. Yeah. Okay. What's going to happen is the hull's going to degrade. And then when I turn it back on, we'll get more hull repair points per cycle. But I'm still going to end up spending, for every 1 piece of steel, I'm going to get 11 hull points repaired. Which is really what the maths, that's the only thing that matters, the maths. How many hull points you're getting per piece of steel, and that hasn't been affected. Fusion station has been... So this is an issue. When this shuts down, I don't have water. Now, I don't know if I don't have water as in you guys don't have water at all, or it's in a tank where people can magically get to it. But I really wish there were some buildings that just wouldn't have injuries, I guess is probably the best way of putting it. And then we're going to go in here, and I'm going to say ice max again. And whilst we're here, maintenance, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, because I have steel to spare currently. And 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to unsort you from steel and power you down. Right, where were we? We were putting in a docking bay. Okay. Reason I'm putting in a docking bay is I have the Diogenes, which we found earlier. Okay. It came from a mission end of last episode. We're also going to put in a second ship and a Gruber and also a mining ship, because why the hell not? I do want to mention that we now have a specialized in space rank. We're number 1. We've also got the hull thoroughly damaged. So I'm going to turn this back on. We're going to need to give it a second, just for it to do the calculations, but you just give it a second. Also, policies. Docking bay now unload resources 30% faster. That'd be really nice in our industrial sector. And hull repair is now 10% more efficient. From having 1, 2, 3, 4 space buildings with the tech lab, which is actually a space building as well. 5 space buildings. 5 space buildings gave me the specialization bonus. I do want to mention my good friend Calodon. Calodon just released a video, I believe it was yesterday, that I helped him piece together some of the data for the different specialization bonuses. So I'll link that down in the description, pin comment, one of the two below. Maybe even find up in the top right hand corner. I don't know, it depends on how good I am in the editing process to remember to do all these things, but do recommend you give that a watch, because it's very, very helpful to know the specialization bonuses and how to get them. As for our hull, we're doing, lo and behold, 88 hull repair points for 8 bits of steel. So I'm still getting 11 repair points per piece of steel. So I haven't actually changed anything, even though I have the one in sector number 1 has an extra +4 from space specialization optimization, blah 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 blah. It's using 3.5 steel. You're using 3.5 steel. It says 8. Oh, it now says 7. We're down to 7. So it doesn't overly change anything. So there's no point to microing them up and down. We looked previously, and I have enough. As the hull is more damaged, they find it easier to repair. So the efficiency goes up. But that just means they can do more repair points per cycle. Previously, before disabling and re-enabling the repairs, I was at an equilibrium where the hull was never maxed, but it wasn't going negative either. And that's really the best point to be, where you're not potentially wasting a half a quarter of a piece of steel getting that last 1 or 2 hit points. You're at some sort of equilibrium, which means, well, the ship's not going to fall apart, and that's all that matters. All right, it's like maintenance on the house. You know, you just want to make sure it doesn't fall apart. All right. I have a couple of new ships, so we're going to send out Optimus. We're going to send out Optimus to prioritize carbon, and then you can do iron, silicon, and the other 2. Plus, we have 2 new ships in this port. Now, this port is in sector number 1, which means I need to find something to do with it. We're going to do ice, because I don't have any pods currently. So there's no point me doing anything else. So we're going to stick to just ice. And that means I'm going to set you and you to prioritize ice. And we're going to turn you to bottom priority, you to bottom priority. And holy crap, all the iron's gone. So we need to get out there and mine some iron. A lot of iron. Also means I'm going to turn you to bottom priority and you to bottom priority, because we have 1,500 ice out there and we don't have any iron. So hopefully the mining ships can get some iron done. Meanwhile, that's counting down. No, it's still waiting on things to be shipped out. And it's waiting on things to be shipped out because I didn't do something. So we're going to launch a probe first. We did mention this one had more resources. Okay, what? Alright, that's a green. I'm going to take a green. Alright, this port. This port has 21 food and is waiting for 12 colonists. I don't have 12 colonists. So what I need to do is I need to ship into here from sector 1 to sector 2. Colonists, I need to have 60 all up. Great, we're going to start that migration. On top of that, we're going to go only non-workers from sector 2 to sector 1, 60, because I actually have a population issue. And I have spare room in there. I'm over by, it won't tell me, but I'm pretty sure it's 41. So we're going to go from only non-workers, sector 2 to sector 1. Let's go with 50.
An accident has occurred
50.
in the Taiku.
Alright. And that should, Should fix that. Okay. Stockpile small. Yeah, it's carrying steel. Doesn't really matter. It's fine. We're going to turn you on for steel as well. And I have 228 polymer. Not quite enough. I need a little bit more. Alright, this sector seems to be mostly running. We're going to set you for...
Population transfer complete.
Ice? We're going to turn you off for the moment. We're going to set you for food. I got 100 food right there. We're going to turn you on for food. We'll turn you and you off. And we'll leave things right there. Okay. Next on my list of things that I want to do is I want to send out more probes. Actually, no. No, I need a probe to land there first. Let's go with a new one. That looks perfect. All right. And now we've shipped the colonists over there. They can go there. That's on a void. This is high priority mining. Well, collecting. That's high priority. That's not high. Wow. They would be the highest priority. Yeah, I want this stuff done before we get to this one. This I'd like mined. Well, what an exodus. Okay.
A probe has completed its scan.
And in theory, you guys are digging through carbon right now, which hopefully gets me enough carbon. So you guys are going to do a whole bunch of ice. I sort of want the guys in the first sector to be doing something else. But then again, I don't really need anything. We have a lot of ice, and I have... any silicon coming in is getting converted. You guys are doing microchips, so we finally have microchips again. And I have a buckets loaded of iron, which most of it's been converted to steel already.
A probe has completed its scan.
We're going to... We're going to throw in some more storage. I'm going to turn it off. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to get it built at least. Because there's a chance... Well, this sector currently has... It's nothing it has to do. That's probably the best way of putting it. Nothing it has to do. We could remove the farming. It doesn't need the farm anymore. I could move the batteries again, because I do need to have a little bit of available power. 3.6 is technically the lowest one. Stability. No, maintenance. Battery. Go have a battery over here. If we had 4.1 as well, that'd be really nice. But this sector technically doesn't have to do anything. I could put a second EVA airlock in here, just so we get that extra, you know, that extra 3.5 from space specialization. It would just increase the equilibrium for the whole repair, but that's about it. Okay, probes. We were probing around about here, because obviously there's a bunch of ice I missed. There we go, right there.
An accident has occurred in
There's
the Taiku.
always an accident. Okay, and you are waiting on the next shipment of colonists, which should leave straight away. And research. Okay, so we've done the research for mushroom walls. So converts 2 wasted 1 food after 3 cycles using specially designed fungus. It's also quite cheap to run. As for our waste itself, we're actually negative by a lot, which means we're going to turn that off for a little while. Just because we can stock up some waste, use the waste, well, more efficiently, I guess. Yeah, but we basically want to turn into microchips. I want as many microchips as I can, because silicon has been a struggle for a very long time. But it means with that done, I am now going to do cell housing. Right after cell housing, I need to get the fire station done, so we can access tier 3 research, which means I can finally do the intelligence lab that I really want to do, which is waiting on, well, our science ship to be able to do sciencey things. Okay, probe launcher. What else? There's got to be resources out here, right? Turns out there's one very strong signal right there. Okay, we'll go grab that. I want this done. Okay, so we've got 2 ships going. They are crap level 1 ships, so I only do 30 per run. And that could be our issue. And they're in Sector 1, which is maxed out on ice. Okie dokie. Sector 3, ice. Max! Yeah, you have room for several hundred ice, so that should get shipped across without too much hassle. And I really wish this would go up in water balance. I really wish it would. Well, we're not short on food, but I just wish the water balance would go up higher. Actually, we're not short on food. You know what? I'm going to turn you off. Yeah, I prefer to burn through some of the food reserves to build up water reserves instead. Okay. Batteries, 4.3. Great. I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to put another EVA airlock in here. And then I can put the cargo dock there. Oh, JD, that is a idea and a half. Okay. Whilst we have the materials. Battery. Delete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No way I'm going to have enough room for all this steel to get shoved back into this sector, but that's fine. You know what? What we're going to do is we're just going to turn that off. And that way you won't import and export. You'll have to do everything with your local resources, which should be better for us in the long run. Back out to Probeville and... Come on. Done. Alright, so we're waiting on that still. That's taking forever. It's because we've got to ship things across. That always makes it take longer. So you've got one more to go. Well, 2 trips, because one's going to pick up 30 and the other one's going to pick up 4. Then we can move on to this one. The rest of the cargo ships look like they're picking up stuff much more local. Fleet-wise... So you're doing carbon. You do carbon as a secondary. Yeah, you're doing silicon. You're doing iron. So we're going to set Wall O to do carbon. Yes. Yes. Okay.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
We're also going to drop the priority of that, so you go do...
A science ship team has completed a task.
Yeah, no, we can do carbon. Alright, so DeVille! A temporary test colony has been established. Colonists periodically transmit reports of their progress. These are provided with valuable field data. Excellent, we're going to leave the planet. We're also going to take you along to Rocat and Sky? Rocat and Sky. Rocat and Sky, yes. You row the cat through the sky. Alright. With that done, do I want to move the ship? So you're done there. We're going to move the Taiku. We're going to come to Fargo. It's going to be a little bit closer to get some of the stuff done. I don't want to fly into the weather. Into the weather, the little ships are not taking damage. The Taiku will. It's a little bit bigger. But this should be a little bit closer to get some of these resources done. So it's time for a change of scenery.
A probe has completed its scan.
Alright. Time to get more probes out and about. Yep, right about there it turns out. Cool. Alright, and... Did you get the batteries done? You're in the process of doing them now. And you have 200 ice. Do you not accept more ice? You do accept more ice. You accept a lot more ice. Okay, sector 2, ice. Export to sector.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
That's not the network. That would explain it. Alright, so my hope is we can export from this sector to this sector, and then from this sector to that sector. Also do want to mention that... Let's turn you off and turn you on to steel instead. We're full on steel. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that should... And then they should go into storage. And then... I'm going to turn you on for steel storage as well.
The probe has completed its scan.
Yup. And probe time. Oh, you're there already. Never mind. Okay, our probe has detected unusual electromagnetic signal at the comet Rock and Noski. Oh, I missed the C? No, I didn't miss the C. Okay. Rock Antenna Sky. Antenna Sky. There we go. I can say the same word 3 different ways. Gear team reporting. We've landed on Rocketanaski D79. The icy comment is barren, but its rotation causes shadows to dance across the surface quite beautifully. Excellent. Flurries of snow move erratically around the comet, perhaps because of the abnormally high gravity. A signal appears to be transmitting from a cave. A glacial mass blocks its entrance. We wait for further instructions. Use explosives? Probably a bad idea. On a tiny little asteroid? Probably. Comet. Set up a temporary study setup. That's generally a good idea, but we could spend more resources and have more support, and it only costs the steel, and currently I have so much steel I don't have anywhere to put it. So we're going to do that. We're going to send over good old Santa's sleigh, which is going to need 2 trips. Unfortunately, we moved the Taiku, so it's going to be a little bit further for Santa's sleigh to run. But that's fine. Okay, launch probe. Do I have anything else? Oh. I do have more. Alright, we're going to grab that one. Okay, in here. So I need that to get picked up. And Mr. Accident Prone is probably going to be next on my list to remove. But we're going to remove those 3 instead. So I can move that road to there. Unfortunately, this is probably not going to line up neatly. Probably not. But, you know. Actually, we're probably going to move you. We're probably going to swap these 2 around. So it's probably going to make my life easier in the long run. We're going to remove that road. Then we'll put in a space EVA airlock. That's convenient. Right beside that one. And then we can remove you. Food is at 68%. Water is And ice is 300. There's 20 there, there's none there, but there is 100 in here to pick up. Okay, we're going to turn you off for that and on for that. We're going to also enable steel back in the sector so it can be transported around. And because you're no longer enabled for steel, your steel should get dumped into, well, general storage for the other steel or into buildings. And then you should be able to move ice as well. It also means, sending, no, this one. So you're currently collecting ice from the docking bay, and is there just no room in here to put ice? Plenty of room. Sector 3, max 500 export. Okay, so I have 65 ice moving from sector to sector. So you are sending. You'll do trash, no tasks. So in theory in here, collecting resources. In theory, some of the transporters from here are flying across the map to go deliver it over here. Do I see that? No. When I click on them, I don't get any pretty little... Well, of course, there's been an accident. I don't get any pretty little lines indicating that, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, it does mean this sector's going to use more steel, but that's okay. We're importing it from next door. That shouldn't be a problem. Research. No, it's still so far away. Probe, just on the off chance. Do we have anything else that we can see? Tiny map, cool. Alright. Oh, no, you only got the first shipment done. Alright. Can I look at the probe overview? Okay, so we need to check a bit more on the left, just to confirm we've got everything. I'm confident we've got everything down in this bottom quadrant, so I don't have to worry about that. This is the only one I really need to check. Also confident we've got everything down here. This I've intentionally haven't scanned, and I know there's a quest icon over here, but that's on the other side of the weather, and I am not scanning over there. Not at all. We're going to wait until, well, There. We're going to wait till we've finished other things. We're actually going to fly the Taiku all the way over there, so it's safe, and also the shippies are safe, and then we'll go from there. You lit up for a second with some carbon, I thought. No. Whoop. There's a touch of iron right there. I'll take it. Alright, so you are now doing EVA airlock. Okay, so now with 3 of them going, I am doing 98 for 8 steel, which is still... No, you're not running. Who's not running? Oh, no, they are running. Okay, so I'm doing 98 for 8 steel. Because the efficiency from the specialization it technically means I'm using 8 steel. I'm no longer getting 11 hit points. I'm probably getting 12 from these particular ones. And this is how the efficiency bonus works. No. This is how extra efficiency works. I need to specify, because you can come into here and get EVA airlocks and get repair efficiency increased by 5%. This efficiency is different to the other efficiency. This efficiency will make your steel last 5% longer. So rather than getting 11 hit points, it'd be 11.5%. 5% of 10 is 5. So it'd be 11.5, I don't know, hit points. 11 and a little bit of hit points, okay? That efficiency is different to the other efficiency, because it would be horrible if the game dev minced their words. All right, you guys cannot ship more ice over because this is full. We'll turn you on, set up that. You are still set to 600 now. Great, 600. I just want all the ice over here. I also would really like it if this could get filled up. It's getting there slowly. Research would help, but research is out of the question because I can't access the tech. You're being shipped over there. All right, so we are good to go around here. Now, in theory, there's an ice ship traveling locally. I think they've been doing stuff on the other direction. Okay, we're going to harvest out those 2 for ice. Also, I wouldn't mind doing this. And this one. So that's not too bad. These are the worst 2 to get. So I want to get rid of both of these and get the iron from there. Not that we have anywhere to put it, but you know, we're actually, no, we're shoving away the iron pretty well. We're absolutely maxed on steel, but that's besides the point. And we still want more cryopods. I want more peepsicles, but we don't have any more peepsicles. It does mean I can get rid of this. So we dismantle this building.
An accident has occurred in the Taiku.
Which will give us steel, which I have nowhere to put. Whole separate issue. We also have 300 polymer, and I have 214 to pick up. Okay, 214 polymer. Carbon is going to turn straight into polymer, which means potentially I have 300 plus 50 plus 214. So I have about 600 total. Might not actually all exist at the same time at the moment, but I have it. So what I want to do is I want to build another set of solar panels. 225 and 4 microchips between the silicon we've been harvesting plus the waste we've been recycling. We can do that because I finally have some microchips. Also means we can turn that guy back on. And we may notice, because I went and turned on the propaganda center and said, hey, I would like to have less workers in every building. I haven't had to worry about workers this whole episode, which is a godsend. Okay, you got 3 cycles left to go. You have 20 science for me to pick up. Yeah, you guys are not complaining about wanting a ride home yet. Excellent. So we're just going to have to bind this, grab this. There's iron there to pick up. Iron. Okay, so we're going to set you to high priority because there's 16 left. And then I thought this was set to high priority as well. It is. And you're also set to high priority. Okay. And fleet-wise, I'd have to undock the fleets and redock the fleets, which we could do that, not a problem. I just need the dock built, which means I need you to go away, which means I need to turn you two off so we can find somewhere to get rid of the steel. I don't really want to ship in that sector, because that sector is about to have an issue where, yeah, we get rid of this building. Well, do I get rid of it? I could temporarily add mining ships. Like, not mining ships we keep, we're just going to recycle them later. We'll get the mining done faster. I don't know whether we get the processing done faster, but we get the mining done faster. That's maybe an idea. Alright, let's just put in maintenance. Let's put in a storage here and a storage here. Let's run a road from there to there. We'll set you to be steel and you to be steel as a temporary solution. I need to ship out about 100 So let's take you to max. Take you to max. Maybe that's enough to fix my problems. And get this decommissioned. Maybe. Hull integrity is up to, what's that? 764. Because the extra efficiency from this. What? Why? 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 No actually help audience. 10 crew members are injured. Injured crew members will die after a few seconds if they're not hospitalized. So, if you have a small boo-boo in the infirmary, people generally get healed up because the infirmary gets repaired quick enough that, you know, it doesn't even get repaired. The breakdown gets fixed, and then the people that had the boo-boo can go into the infirmary. The problem is if you have a major boo-boo in a sector and it's in the infirmary, people generally end up dying because the infirmary is not fixed fast enough that people can actually, you know, go to the infirmary and get fixed. So they die, which is where a large number of this number has come from, because they couldn't get into an infirmary because the infirmary had a boo-boo. Right, I want to, now that's done, we want to put in a space, a docking bay. I was going to say, they're the same size. Alright, I'm going to put a docking bay there instead, and I don't want 50 in there. We'll take you back to, 100 in there, and sector 3, same story. I don't want that much, just 50 will do. I will have more ice if you can give me more ice. No, you can't give me more ice. Okay. Also means that this one's probably not going to have ice anymore. And you know what?
An important message from our colonization mission requires your attention.
Okay. Alright. Before we get to that, let's go look at Rockanoxky. Hang on, that says CK, and that dialogue said just K. There we go. With the extra resources available to us, we're able to get through the ice. The cave extends deep into the comet, and gravity is even stronger with it than on the surface. Setting remote control recording equipment ahead, we discover almost completely enclosed cavity at the cave's end and at the center of the comet. Within the cavity is a floating gray sphere, 5 meters in diameter, has no discernible power source, but it does possess a strong electromagnetic field and emits a faint bluish glow. When we attempt to move the remote instrument closer, the sphere swallows it and its surface becomes almost viscous. I've seen this movie. I'm sure I've seen this movie.
What the hell is it?
I don't know. Whatever it is. It's alien.
We've unlocked post-desynchronization treatment upgrade unlocked in the cryogenic center. So that is a tech, I'll mention again, tech that we can research. We've unlocked the ability to research it. You don't get the tech for free. You just get the ability to research it. Okay, descend in the cavity and study the sphere. No, I've seen this movie. We're gonna leave the planet. We're gonna get the hell out of there. It's gonna cost us 1 cycle, but that should be fine. We have most of these resources down here have been picked up. You are heading across and doing hydrogen. Can I have that as a higher priority than hydrogen, please? Pop, you're now going over there instead. We have that almost built, which shall be built. We're going to undock you, and undock you. And then I should be able to dock you, and you. Does that change your priorities? No, it does not. We can set you to do everything like this. Now that you're in the same sector as everybody else, we can max out that one. And it's also where I'm going to leave today's episode, because we're going to remove that. Now I can. And fine, turn you on so you can empty the ice. I'm going to get rid of this, build that, blah, 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 blah. We now have 3 over here that can go get resources. I wouldn't mind a 3rd, 4th. Maybe I could fit one. I can fit one in there, but we'd have to remove the polymer refinery and the DLS center, which would require some maneuvering, but we could probably do it. Because if I could do that, we get the space specialization, which gives us docking bays, unload and load resources 30% faster, which is a massive bonus for, well, this particular sector. Also, this sector already has the industrial sector, which is, the industrial bonus, which certainly helps. But it does mean I'm going to leave this particular episode here. We have lots of resources coming in. Doesn't stop us having more. More's always better. But I also have, extra bonus things over here. We could turn you on for steel, for argument's sake, and I could set you to have 0 ice, and you to have 800 ice, and in theory the ice to get shipped across. In theory, sector 1 ships to sector 3, sector 3 ships from sector 1. Yeah, should be fine. But yes, I'm going to leave this episode here. The crew of the science ship Gear have become more experienced. Science ship now collects science at a rate of 0.75 science per cycle, which probably means in the very next episode we're going to complete that quest, and we're going to find that all of our operators died. I failed this at the same time the ship blew up, just as it got more experience. It's probably what's going to happen in the next episode. But you're only going to find out if you've clicked the subscribe button, you get the notifications, and you come back for the next episode. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the very next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.